come and join us at Islands of Adventure as we show you some of the best photo spots. Some are going to be a little obvious and some maybe not. And we did one at Universal Studios, so make sure to check that out next. The first thing you see at Islands is that huge lighthouse. Now, I don't usually take a picture here, but it is an icon, so that is up to you. But after walking in, there are photographers over here too. I have gone over that photo pass package. It is worth it if you use it, but they get some great pictures. And then after you walk through this entrance, there are these little photo ops. My kids always want to stop and get pictures. We've had passes for 3 years, and every time they still ask.
So we're gonna start in Marvel Superhero Island. Let's go see the photo spots over there. Also, before you go to Marvel Superhero Island, there's a really good view back here. It is a smoking section, just be aware of that. There's a good view of the water with Hogwarts, Jurassic Park, and the Lost Continent. Now, I'm not including the ride pictures. We have a separate video on the ride photo package, but this is mainly just photo spots around the park. So one really cool spot, I mean, you have to have good timing with people entering and exiting, but it's by this Hulk, and it is an old part of the track that he's holding. That's a really cool statue, and it's a super fun ride. So right here in the front, you get a really cool shot. In front of the arcade is another photo spot with this vehicle here, the Fantastic Four vehicle. It's a cute photo spot in front of the cafe. And then in here you can actually meet Spider-Man. We're gonna do a separate video on all the characters at the parks. If you are a big Marvel fan, they have Easter eggs and things all over this area, especially by the Dr. Doom. So the Gladiator's costume shop, lots of Easter eggs. If you love Marvel, I would come here and get some pictures. By the big store with Wolverine, you can meet Spider-Man with a green screen. That's a fun photo op. I will put a picture that we've done before on the screen.
And we have the spires over there too.
Now you of course have to get a picture in front of this Spider-Man sign, but Rick actually found a different point of view because it's usually busy right here, and I'll show in a second. But follow this path here. There's a really nice area to get pictures with a bunch of Marvel characters too. The artwork is really neat, and there's a ton of different superheroes from Marvel. So you can get some cool pictures next to these pillars, or Rick pointed out you can get one with the shot of the Spider-Man ride in the background. Maybe even if you go a little bit lower, you can get out of people or just kind of time it.
And next to the Amazing Spider-Man and Pretzels, there are cutouts of all these characters here you can get a picture with. And next to that is also a spot for photos for superheroes and villains. Sometimes Green Goblin and Dr. Doom meet in here, sometimes it's Captain America, so they rotate out. And there's another one, Captain America, you can get a picture with, right next to it by the diner.
And heading towards Toon Lagoon, they have a cutout of Magneto and Iceman right next to the ice cream.
Now we are going to go head over to Toon Lagoon, see what kind of photo ops you can get.
I know where picture spots are in Toon Lagoon. First up, here's one.
Okay. And sometimes Popeye and Olive Oil and Betty Boop come out here too. Here's Heathcliff. Yeah, that's like a doghouse. You can put your husband in here.
In the doghouse. I'm in the doghouse.
Yeah. Yeah, good job. So they used to have these clouds that would say funny things all through here. Okay, do they have a couple? Yeah, over here, but most of them are gone. There's another one here.
Picture right here too.
They have a few quote bubbles, and there is one that changes here, so you never know what it's going to say next. But Toon Lagoon is filled with silly photo ops. I do love that.
Right here is a picture spot too.
There we go. Now this is supposed to turn into a passenger lounge, so this might be gone soon. We already did a store tour, so if it does change, we'll have what was in it. Oh yeah. There's a wall over here too, it's pretty cool. It's kind of hidden back here.
Like Lillian, I spend most of my...
Popeye was over here, so his statue might come back soon.
Jack wanted his picture here, but the main iconic photo is this one where you have to hold on to the rope like the dog is dragging you from behind. So I will show what it looks like sideways. Of course you can exaggerate a little bit more, but it is such a silly picture. If you grew up reading the comics or watched Rocky and Bullwinkle, etc., you're gonna love it. This whole area basically is just a giant comic book, so I'm sure we're missing some.
If you go close to the Ripsaw Falls entrance, you get like a really cool photo of this like Mount Rushmore version of Dudley Do-Right. It's kind of cool. Back here by Ripsaw Falls, they also have this hidden thing. It could be like a cute little wall picture. It works.
Funny thing is, we've actually never been back here. We just kind of spotted it as we were looking around Dudley Do-Right ride, and it was by the lockers.
Kong has a neat like structure, entrance, and the sign, but usually people are going to be hanging out over here, so it is a little bit of a challenge to get a good picture.
Next up in Jurassic Park, you can pretend to get eaten by dinosaurs. Who wouldn't want to do that? But it's also neat to get pictures by the vehicles, of course, too. And we've done a tour of this Camp Jurassic. It is really neat inside, especially in the caves. It might be a little hard to get good lighting, but there is some neat areas back in there, especially if you want any sort of nature or jungle theme.
So another photo spot would be meeting the raptors, either the baby raptor or Blue. And it's only a 10-minute wait. It usually isn't too bad. They can give you the times for the baby or Blue if you want one or the other.
We absolutely love seeing the raptors. We've seen the baby and we've seen Blue a ton of times. Of course, normal people are scared of Blue, but my kids have seen them so many times they even love training with her.
Inside the Discovery Center, there's some big statues of dinosaurs in there you can get pictures of, and you can get pictures with little baby raptor hatching.
So as I've shown before, you can see a baby raptor hatching, which is super fun, and next to that inside the Discovery Center are these huge dinosaurs you can get pictures of too. The Discovery Center really is easy to pass and it has a lot of neat stuff, so definitely make sure not to miss it. And the last photo spot in Jurassic Park heading towards Hogsmeade is this spot here with the Jeep and a big dinosaur. Jack says that's a Spinosaurus, I can't remember, but it's really cool. You can act scared to death. You can do a picture with your phone or one with the machine over here. And actually one more I forgot, there is one here, Jurassic Park on the arches. Of course you have to get the famous arch. There used to be two, now there's only one, but you have to time it just right because usually there's a bunch of people that walk past here, unless you're good at editing them out. If you're visiting the Wizarding World, of course you have to get this picture next to the bridge of the Hogwarts Castle. There is an area just for pictures and then there's one to walk past. There's a ton of areas around the castle you can get pictures of, so you really can't go wrong. There's one even closer by the ride entrance, so just kind of take your time to explore around the castle and get some good shots. We've done a video on early park admission. That is going to be the best time to get pictures without a bunch of people, because as you can see during the day, it's really hard to even walk in this area. It's really congested all the time. You can still make the best of it. Try to get some window shots because they really have nice windows inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They're all festive, decorative, especially over here. I'll show you by Honeydukes.
Okay, Honeydukes has some really cool windows in here. Of course, some of them have spells, so watch out. And sometimes there are strollers parked in front of here. So there is a little passage you can go behind here that we learned one time. And there's a window, a really cool window. This is a path for the workers too, so be careful. But back behind here, it's a really cool shot on the window without a bunch of people in the way. And there's one here too, but that's a little dark. So if you go here, you can get a shot, a good window shot. Just stay away from the door.
Be careful because employees come in and out of here.
So at least it'll be less crowded, you won't have to worry about a bunch of people walking around, and it's a really cool window shot. And then of course you have the Hogwarts Express, which is always out right here, and sometimes there is a conductor, so definitely talk to him and you can get a picture with him.
So if you do the early park admission, you can get a really good spot right here, but as you can see, there's a ton of people, so on the day it's going to be a little harder to get right here. But I'm going to show you a picture spot. If you come from Universal to Islands of Adventure, there's a perfect photo spot of the train, the actual running train.
So this tip is only when you travel from Universal to Islands of Adventure and you get off the train. Now, people will take pictures right after getting off the train, but wait around. When the train leaves and comes back, there is no one there, and it's a really cool shot with the train steaming.
And the Lost Continent, we actually did a photo shoot of the kids with Zelda, Princess Zelda, and Link. It's really pretty back here. I wouldn't say there's a lot of photo spots, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But in the Lost Continent, this is definitely probably my favorite. Then of course you can go over here and get the guy puking. I don't know if he's throwing up water right now or not. So next to Mythos restaurant, you can see this guy is usually throwing up water. So that's like a fun photo spot if you want to pretend like you are throwing up as well. You can come back here, kind of like in the first part I showed you, next to this fountain. There's just kind of a nice view. So this can be a nice view at night too, or any time of the day. You want to get away from people, get some shots back in here too. It's really pretty, especially right here. You can see his trident. There's another photo spot in Lost Continent when you enter right past Seuss Landing. Now we're gonna head to Seuss Landing, the last section of the park. See what photo spots there are. This area has a lot of fun walls. I would kind of, if you can get creative, there's lots of paint, colors, all sorts of things over here. There's even a tiny entrance to the store, which is cute. And then the photo op over here with the police car. Right here next to the Mulberry Street. And Dr. Seuss is actually up there on the left. A little Easter egg.
Let us know which photo spot is your favorite. I would love to know.
There are characters that come out. Like I said, I'll do a separate video, but that's another fun photo spot when they do come out right here. And then the Truffula trees are really pretty, I think. I think you can get some really neat shots if you tried. And then the Onceler's house, like Rick said.
I really just love how colorful Seuss Landing is, and it's even better at Christmas time. They really deck it out at night with all the lights.
So you have Onceler's house over here too, and then the Lorax in the front. And the big Cat in the Hat hat. You can listen.
And then the last few good photo ops in Seuss Landing would be, of course, next to the Seuss Landing sign, and back behind it you have some little hidden areas that could be fun and useful if you really want to explore with color, and there's usually no one back behind there. And if you want to get a picture next to the giant green eggs and ham building, which by the way has delicious food. So let us know your thoughts. We tried to cover almost everything, and thank you so much to Maddie and Lachey for helping support our channel. People like you help us to keep going and doing what we love.
Yet make it subscribe for more videos. Go share, subscribe. And comment.
Click this video if you want to see all the awesome photo spots at Universal Studios. We just showed Islands of Adventure, and Universal has 2 parks. And thank you so much for watching.